Hello, my name is Bellflower. I am the founder and director of Team Clover Productions. I will be joined by my fellow passionate creators later in the presentation to introduce them. For now, allow me to provide context for this direct. Team Clover had originally slated this presentation for Valentine's Day of 2024. Plans fell through. We tried moving it back, but to no avail. Now here we are, on the second anniversary of Team Clover's founding, stronger than ever. It's taken a lot of work recently from us, but we're proudly back on our feet. With that being said, let's discuss the new and reused character renders we've created over the past months to year, and show you some familiar and unfamiliar faces. Scorch Stinks has been a fan favorite character in previous iterations of the story, to the point of becoming the face of our projects. They are a main Act 1 protagonist who will exist in a yet-to-be-named revamp of the direction of their old story. I particularly enjoy the dynamic development this character has, as well as their change into Scorch from originally being Scorch after acquiring the Gem of the Flame God. Dave Phoenix is another fan favorite, and is an Act 1 protagonist and antagonist who eventually sets his sights on destroying Scorch under the direction and guide of Theoretical. He is a member of the elite team, joined by two other companions that you'll get to know more about later. He holds the Water Goddess's gem and serves as Scorch's main opponent. Alexis Starship is a prophet of the skies sent to provide the universe with warning of the impending doom it faces. She is an important side character throughout Act 1 who has a relation to Theoretical and their plan, though Alexis fights for the good. She also comes to represent the struggle itself between good and evil, and bears both the forewarning and the becoming of the prophecy within herself. Belle is a lesser-known side character who plays the role of being one of Scorch's mentors in Act 1, running the balance between this purgatorial spirit realm and the real world, and later in Act 1 accompanies a duo of travelers in their journeys through the wastes of her lands. Act 1 is not the last you see of her though, and she will be a reoccurring character throughout the future. Theoretical is a nickname given to a powerful entity within Act 1, which serves as the Act's overarching antagonist. It was given by the Space Balance Department, a powerful space law enforcement agency, due to Theoretical's mysterious and questionable existence prior to Scorch's story. Theoretical is the face and figurehead of the Cult of Lilac, a powerful cult of the dark. It's been joyous to bring these characters to a real plane of existence where you can truly see their marvelous characteristics. I have Midi PNG, our head artist and designer of many of these renders, here to speak on their experience as the head artist.
Thank you, Belle. Hello, everyone. For those of you who haven't met me, I'm Midi, and I'm one of the 3 members of Team Clover. As you already saw, many of those designs were made by me, but the characters themselves belong to Bellflower and DJ, except for Millicent, who is mine. The creation of their designs was not an easy task, with many having design changes over several months, and many full designs to come. On top of this, I am in charge of soundtrack production and 3D modeling for future ambitious projects. I want to help create an immersive world with what I know regarding art and music, and I hope one day we can have our own soundtrack. I also personally plan to have a face and body for every character that shows up, regardless of how small a role they play in the writing. With that said, my job is definitely far from finished, but I'm so excited to show everyone what we have planned in the future. For now, we can go over a few extra character designs and their aspects and inspirations. First, we have my own character, Millicent. She is the only character I have and serves as a side character in the series. She comes from a classical underground civilization and fights alongside Scorch and company while learning how to live in a modern world and learning more about the mysteries within her. The gray hair streaks are a staple of her bloodline, with every one of her blood relatives canonically having some form of it. However, this is more related to a personal project and will not be elaborated on. She is inspired by the ancient city biome from Minecraft and holds a few of those motifs while having some of the classic MIDI flair. Next we have DJ and System, both belonging to the Lunar DJ. Both of them had original designs by DJ as shown, but we eventually decided to do a full body remaster for future reference. System in canon was created and modeled after the character DJ himself. However, the first way that we ensured that they wouldn't look the exact same was the eye color. System and DJ have always had different color motifs. However, when it came time to develop the poster, I realized that having different jackets wasn't enough, considering that we were going to see them from the back. So I made their hairstyles, or what appears to be hair, go in opposite directions, both making sure their silhouettes are subtly different and symbolizing their opposition. Finally, I'll end off with one more character of the Lunar DJs, Dexter. Dexter is a kid who's around 12 years old, living with DJ, the character, and recovering from the apocalypse. While facing off against the creation of DJs, Dexter loses both of his eyes and has them replaced with robotic ones. There were many considerations regarding merging both the lore and the original design, assumedly before losing his eyes, but the eyes were the one design factor I had gotten stuck on. I personally wanted them to still seem human, but not fully realistic either. Eventually, the Lunar DJ and I had decided on the eyes we have for him now, just slightly blue tinted and robotic, but seemingly normal from afar. Those are all the designs I have for you today, but if you want to see more of these characters, then stay tuned to Team Clover Productions. And if you want more design explanations and more detail to them, let us know down in the comments and we'll be happy to provide. This has been Middy PNG, signing off.
We currently have a general planned timeline for all the storylines to come. We are still putting the individual pieces in place, especially to set up later acts, but we're excited to share sometime next year, hopefully early, Act 1's Part 1's lineup. Keep an eye peeled on our socials, you won't want to miss it. Behind me now are some of the faces you'll see come together in just one Act 1 story. You may even recognize this from earlier this week when we showed it off in a live stream. There's a chance that we'll release this as a poster in the future, so stay informed for that. Now we'd like to talk about a new endeavor for Team Clover. In the past, team member and co-writer DJ created a Five Nights at Freddy's fan game on the site Scratch. It was, and still is, titled 3 Nights at Mothmart, or TNAM for short. We announced earlier this year we were considering a remake in a true game development engine with an entirely new gameplay segment, new threats, and entirely reimagined visuals. We would like to officially confirm that the game, TNAM Restored, title subject to change, is officially in the planning stages, and we should hopefully have more news next summer on the game's development roadmap. Here's DJ to speak on the creation of the original.
Thanks, Belle. Hello, if you haven't met me yet, I'm DJ, and I'm the third member of Team Clover, any pronouns. And behind me is the first ever displayed gameplay footage of the original 3 Nights at Mothmart. I originally started working on TNAM in December 2023 as a reimagining of a story I wrote titled Mothmart 2, as the story itself was written with the idea of it being heavily inspired by FNAF. The game has 3 enemies, the Amalgamation, 513, and System. The Amalgamation and 513 had 3 different counters each. Both could be blocked with doors, however using the doors depleted your oxygen, and when it reached 0, you died. The Amalgamation could be countered with an EMP blast that takes about 10 seconds to recharge. However, with the Amalgamation's main gimmick being their speed, that 10 seconds feels a lot longer. 513 could be countered with sprinklers, however you can only use the sprinklers 10 times per night. The third way to counter each was with a gun. It had 6 bullets and immediately defeated either enemy, stunning them for a few seconds as well. Finally, let's talk about the most unique of the bunch, System. System had the ability to hack either the doors, the sprinklers, and or the EMP blaster. When hacked, the ability cannot be used until an antivirus is run, which takes about 20 seconds. Sadly, due to a lack of interest from all parties, the game was canned for a while until Bell approached me with the idea of remaking the game in a better engine and with a different story. Funnily enough, gameplay-wise, the game's complete. Only problem is that the graphics are shit and it just doesn't look well, and the cutscenes are all unfinished. I may one day release the game as like a hype builder for Restored, but as for now, it will stay in the vault.
I'd now like to take this time to speak on some projects I'm working on that are not officially affiliated with Team Clover, but I felt like this is a great space to share them, with most of the news being covered, and they usually have the backing of the members in some way that isn't official to our stories. Firstly, many of you have been aware of the Starry Skies mod pack, a Minecraft mod pack created by me to serve as a breathtaking new combination of more and lesser known mods that will create new experiences and open new doors. I would like to announce that beta version 4 will be releasing on October 30th. This will be the second to last beta version, and we hope to have news shortly after on a date for the final beta edition. We may also drop a Halloween edition at this time, so keep your eyes up for that. Speaking of Minecraft, the similarly named server Starry Skies SMP is currently involved in the project, with it being the initial reason I started the project. An addition known as Champion Skyway, name also a work in progress, is being drafted for the server's usage and eventual public release. I am very happy to be able to fulfill my dream of hosting one of these lovely communities of crafters. No release yet is set for the server's grand reopening, but we are aiming for the end of this year, so stay tuned! In final terms though, it is with remorse, even though it has been a bit obvious now, that I officially announced the permanent cancellation of Clovercraft. For those who stuck around to see if it had ever become anything, thank you. The server has since been deleted shortly before this presentation began. We look forward to using the SSSMP as a gateway to a better idea of Clovercraft and the beginning of a new era. Finally, I'd like to close with a confirmation that the lore document for Act 5 Bell is nearing completion. It has been a while of owing it from the charity event, and I want it to be worth the wait. All other rewards are coming soon, don't worry. I still have a humiliating yet comical costume to wear for Halloween this year. The team here of awesome creatives powering Team Clover Productions would like to thank you for your support over these past 2 years, whether you be here from the beginning or if you're just finding out about us from last Thursday. It has been turbulent and uncertain, but throughout it, we've all had each other to work with and grow tighter knit as a group. We're turning 2 this year, but this is far from the end of it. Thank you for watching, and join us as we create the media of our hearts and dreams. Also, tune in on Halloween for a celebratory stream. You won't want to miss it. Thank you, and have a great time. This presentation was produced by Bellflower, MIDI PNG, and the Lunar DJ. Editing by Bellflower, MIDI PNG, and the Lunar DJ. Artwork by MIDI PNG. TNAM game and footage by the Lunar DJ. Team Clover founded 10/12/2022.